Okay, so tell me your name.
I'm Michelle Novelli.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from San Diego, California.
And where did you go to school?
I started off at UCLA, but I ended up at NAU. So I have my undergrad and one master's degree from NAU, and I'm finishing a master's in special education right now.
And what is your career track? Tell me where you've taught, what your career history is so far.
Well, when I came to Flagstaff, it was for one upper division elective to finish my NAU undergrad degree, and I liked it here, and so I stayed. And I worked as an aide at De Miguel with a student with autism. Then I taught for a year at Foresight Learning Center, preschool, and then I've been here at Killup since 2000.
And what's your current job description? What do you teach here now?
I teach kindergarten, special ed inclusion.
Okay. Why did you choose this path? Why did you choose to teach special ed inclusion at kindergarten?
It kind of chose me, to be honest. I fought being a teacher when I was younger, and then when I finally gave in and said, you're a teacher, just finish your degree, just do what you were meant to do, I started teaching, and I love a good challenge. And there's nothing more challenging than teaching a student that people say can't learn or won't learn much. I like proving people wrong, and it's really great to see the difference in the kids.
So describe to me the range of disabilities that you have in your classroom and the range of abilities within those students.
Well, this year is my most challenging year. I have one student that is technically developmentally delayed. That's kind of that umbrella that they put for all students who are young that qualify generally. He will most likely end up on the autism spectrum, and his needs are pretty pronounced. I also have a student with a significant emotional behavioral disorder, and the two of them can kind of play off each other. I have two OHI kids, other health impairment. One is just ADHD, and I'm kind of ADHD myself, so she doesn't need too many supports. She kind of functions well. And then there's another student, she's in diapers, so her needs are more health, medical related, and hygiene.
And how many students do you have in your classroom?
22 right now. It was up to 30. Then we got a new section, and it's always teaching a Title I school. They're always coming, they're always going.
And what supports do you have from the administration and within the school in terms of your special ed children?
Well, because our district is doing an inclusion model, students came to me with IEPs that said, the student should have a 1-on-2, so one parapro for two students. Right now, I have one substitute special ed paraprofessional for my 4 identified kids, and it's a sub, so I'm not always sure that someone's going to show up. I'm not sure how long, if someone does stay, if they're going to stay for more than one day. It's pretty challenging.
And what techniques have you developed to help you with those challenges in terms of having 22 children in your classroom, in an inclusionary classroom, where you've got some children who have fairly profound needs, and then other children who are just regular students through the day?
Some of it is like total no-brainer. I cannot walk into this building and not be totally prepared, because if I'm scrambling to get even materials ready for math after lunch with my little guy who's got the emotional behavior disorder, if he's in line too long, someone's going to be hit. So I have to be totally prepared before I walk in this building, and sometimes I walk in at 7 o'clock this year. And then just knowing the kids really well, knowing their triggers, knowing things that are going to set them off, and a new skill that I've developed this year is getting to know these paraprofessionals really well, kind of get into the important, like the nitty gritty about this is what you're going to be doing, and these are the most important things, and kind of letting some minor things go a little bit, which is hard because I like to have everything a certain way, but it's a do my best situation this year.
And how do you find the other children in the classroom deal with having, say, a child who has emotional behavior disorders? How do they find that in their setting, and how do you cope with that?
That has probably been my biggest challenge this year. This is my first student who has come in identified and has significant needs, and I am such, like, this is our family, this is our community, this is, and especially for, I mean, we've got kids in this neighborhood, being a Title I school, where this is their safe place. And if parents are in and out of jail and they see all this violence and all these terrible things, I want this to be a safe place, and I want them to feel this is a place where they have love and where they're always supported. And if there's a person who's kind of like a little powder keg, it's really hard. So a lot of times, because I'm kind of this little guy's parapro as well as the gen ed teacher, I'm doing this dance to keep him diffused, to keep him feeling relaxed and feeling supported. And when he goes off, it affects every person in this room.
What do you think that it takes for someone to be successful in this field, particularly at this age group?
You have to have high expectations. I've had my first year when I was asked to do inclusion, I was like, sure, and I had no idea what I was saying yes to. There was a little girl that came in who spoke 15 words as a 5-year-old in the beginning of the year, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what else to do, so I treated her as much like everybody else as I could, and just gave her the supports and the visuals and all those things that we're learning in classes like this. And everyone who knew her when she was younger, when they saw the growth that she made, they were just astounded. And I'd love to say it was me, but it was just, it was keeping those high expectations, giving lots of support, lots of encouragement, and not giving up on her, and not letting her give up either. And you have to do that with every kid every day.
Well, you might have just answered the question, but what are your greatest rewards at the end of the day or the end of the school year?
I think it's definitely, it's really not that much different with kindergartners with identified special needs as it is for any kindergartner, especially in this kind of at-risk situation. But I love to see them build that confidence, to see themselves as a learner, to start seeing their possibilities. And it can happen with a kid who's on the autism spectrum. It can happen, with any student, and I like to say with every student. And so that is by far, that's the reason why you stay.
So just to close out, what advice would you give someone thinking about a career path in early childhood special education?
Wow, that's a good question. Spend a lot of time in the classroom, volunteer, make sure it's really what you want to do. And honestly, if you can see yourself doing any other job, do it, because there are times when it is thankless and you have to absolutely love it, or I don't think your life would be as fulfilling, and I don't think the kids would have the experience that they really need.
Great. Thank you very much.